Hello boys and girls, Trenlass here, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at the upcoming Battleship Odin. The tier 8 German Battleship Odin will be the reward for the upcoming dockyard event in the next patch 0.9.5. We're gonna take a look at it, how it performs. This is the final version, so this is how the Odin will be implemented in game. And thus, we don't need a work in progress sign anymore, so this is what you can expect from the vehicle. I've heard a lot of stuff about it already, but now that I can finally test her out as the finalized version, I'm gonna make myself a look at it. A lot of people tell me it's a bad ship, it doesn't have a health pool, the guns are trash. Like, literally a lot of things are bad about this ship. And to an extent, I can already agree with one fact, and that's the hit points. You have 52,800 hit points. That is by far the lowest amount of any tier 8 battleships. To make matters even worse when it comes to hit points, it is less than the Congo on tier 5. The Congo has 54,000 HP. So the Odin, a tier 8 battleship, has less HP than a tier 5 IGN ship. This is one of the downsides. It's definitely the HP pool. Looking at the armor layout, however, we can see that Odin has some really spicy armor. We do have 32mm as every tier 8 battleship in the front. But we also have an icebreaker. 60mm going up to the end of the nose, so a complete icebreaker. Deck armor 50mm, upper belt armor 45mm, and armor belt 320mm. Moving to the back, we got as well an icebreaker, this time even stronger, 90mm, and of course 32mm on the upper part. Turrets 360mm from the front. So, some battleship will be able to damage your turrets. They are not really angled, they are quite flat, so you could potentially lose your turrets. Sight is 220, and here we have 130, 150, and 150. Superstructure 90mm. It has a little advantage here over some other battleships. You have a really big gap over here. So superstructure is there, but it's nowhere near as big as you know it from other German battleships. For example, if you look at Tirpitz, this is just massive. Or Bismarck. So, a tiny advantage over here. Of course, German turtleback, as most of the German BBs besides Prinz Eitel Friedrich. Moving on to the artillery, we do have 3x 305mm guns with a reload rate of 23 seconds. Turret traverse time is 30 seconds, so expert marksman is optional, you don't need to go for it. Maximum firing range 19.1 kilometers, and initial AP shell velocity as HE velocity is both 865 meters per second. Of course, the ship has the quarter HP pen as all German BBs do, so it has 76mm of HE penetration, maximum HE damage 3600, and a chance of fire of 29%. That's actually better than expected. I thought it's gonna be like 25 or something. But, well, AP damage, if you hit the Citadel, maximum damage is 9400. Moving on to the secondaries, we do have 6x2 128mm secondaries, which you can buff up to 11.6 km range. In today's review, I'm gonna play the ship once in a tank build and once in the secondary build. I'm trying a secondary build to see how it can perform in work with the concealment. And on the other hand, we're gonna do a tank build. So we're gonna try both things. This is a secondary build, so we do have the maximum range of 11.6 kilometers with AFD, the secondary modification in the third slot, and of course the secondary flag. Of course, 128mm guns can pen 32mm, so that is pretty nice. Moving on to the 2x 350mm guns, which are this one and this one. They have a armor penetration of 38 millimeters, so these two can pen both 32 and more. So we will be able to farm the bow and sterns of battleships as well, and of course cruisers are no problems. On the other hand, bear in mind, we don't have the best secondary firing angles. If we engage in a good angle in the frontal fight, we can most likely only use these ones. These ones are only open up once you give a bit more broadside. But anyhow, we'll test it, we'll see how it goes. Moving on, we also do have torpedoes in the back. 6 km torpedoes, 2x4, so that's pretty nice. The pretty standard German 6 km torpedoes. AA defense wise, we do have 4x2 20 millimeters, 6x4 20 millimeters, 8x2 55 millimeters, and our dual purpose secondary guns, the 128 millimeters. Continuous damage is 258. Damage by shell explosions 1690, and the priority sector reinforcement is 35%. Firing range is 6 kilometers. Moving on to the maneuverability. Maximum speed of 31.5 knots. I do think I have the flag on. Yes, I do. So stock it is 30. Turning circle 790 meters. Rudder shift time 14.1 seconds. Now we're moving on to the concealment. The concealment is actually really good. 12 kilometers with concealment expert and the concealment module. And detectability by air is 8 kilometers. Assured detectability range 2 kilometers as we know. And the smoke firing penalty is 11.9 kilometers. This is my captain for the first test. This is a secondary build, but I still want to have a few heals. I want to have superintendent, so I have one more heal since we don't have a lot of HP anyway. Priority target, so we know how many people are aiming us. Expert loader in case we have cruisers we can't overmatch or battleships that are angling in. AR as always. Manual secondary control of course. AFT and concealment. So we can play around with our concealment and secondary range. We do have 12 kilometers of concealment and 11.6 kilometers of secondary range. So in the right situation, if we push in somewhere, we can use our secondaries just after we have been spotted. This is it from the ship from the outside view. It has a lot of armor. On paper it looks really tanky, but it does have the drawback of a really low HP pool. We'll see how it performs, if we can make it work. I hope you enjoy some gameplay. See you later. Welcome to Northern Lights. We are bottom tier. Oh god. Now, BBs are mostly tier 9, but we do have a Holland as the tier 10. Oh, that's actually the only tier 10, but still, we are bottom tier as the tier 8. In an Odin, let's see if we can make it work. And there we have the first contact, the Kagero class destroyer. Is he gonna slow down? No, he's not gonna slow down. Which means we need to give a bit more lead. We can put, however, our oh, we got a hit, never mind. We can put our secondaries on him. We do have a Buffalo, which could potentially radar him. Or the gearing is going to spot him if he's behind this island. But it would really help if he could spot for us. Unfortunately, our Buffalo is not using a radar, despite having 2 DDs nearby. He used his torpedo launchers for now. There's also Holland. Oh, these are actually Holland torpedoes. Never mind, there were 5 in each spread. These are the Kagero ones, 2x4, yeah. And Buffalo finally radars. Took him a bit too long in my opinion, but hey. Just in case. Let's see if we can finish this Kagero. We do have improved dispersion, so we will hit him more often and more constant than other German BBs. Good. Kagero is gone. One less thing to worry about. We don't have a carrier as well, so that's pretty nice. We can actually work around with our concealment. Meanwhile, with a carrier, that's always an issue as far as you know. I also do have a mines that's pushing outside. I'm gonna try to block him. In the meantime, I'm going into a kiting position here. Putting my secondaries on a Riga. And we should be good to go. Activating hydro in case Holland launches more torpedoes up here. And also use my spotter planes so we get an advanced spotting on the Riga.
Aufklärungsflugzeug in der Luft.
Now he's angled. We can't overmatch him with our little guns, but at least we can try to hit the superstructure and keep our secondaries raining on him. There we go. There are the Holland torpedoes. The good part about the Odin is, since it doesn't have a big turning circle, you are able to dodge quite some torpedo salvos. Unfortunately, Holland's torpedoes are extremely fast.
Höhlenbruch. Wasser dringt schnell ein. Kritischer Maschinenschaden.
Now let's see what the mines is planning to do here.
Problem gelöst.
Okay, we are spotted. We are spotted. That's definitely the Holland because Mainz has worse concealment than we do. I think it's 12.6 if I'm not mistaken. Oh, the Holland is actually pushing the cap. Well, that's brave, buddy. Against a radar cruiser and an Odin. Good luck.
Feuer auf festgelegtes Ziel konzentrieren. Aufklärungsflugzeug kehrt zum Schiff zurück.
Now Udalo needs to watch out. Mainz is gonna push him soon with hydro. Let's switch over to the mines. And he uses his torpedoes. Actually, not too early. I don't think... Oh, Mainz doesn't see them. Okay, that's good for him. Mainz is gonna be dead. Nice. That Mainz definitely didn't have hydro. Ooh, no, no, no. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna lose the Udalo as well. Well, not so good anymore. Our other side looks okay for now, although they are retreating. But they still have quite some health pool. Problem for us right now is that we need to get rid of this Holland if it pushes the cap. The other people are fine to deal with, but the Holland is gonna be a huge problem, especially since I can't rely on his radar too much. As you can see, it took him quite long eventually. Good hit on the NC. Hydro is on cooldown and Holland is in the cap. Radar, Holland, cap, please. Now our Hydro is ready in less than 10 seconds, but he'll definitely try torpedoes. Good, Hydro's on him. We're gonna switch to HE.
Torpedos voraus.
There's one torpedo spread. There's the other one. We can dodge both. Now, if our Buffalo would radar, I would have way less problems. Unfortunately, he's not ready. There we go. On him. Good hit on the Holland. We're gonna try to go here so we don't get spammed by the Riga too much. And C is directly behind the mountain, so we are safe from him. So we can finish him off. And the fire on the Holland, nice. That's a perma one. With this fire, we might actually get him here.
Torpedos auf Steuerbord!
I'm gonna do tactical breaching here. I knew he was going to torpedo us again, since the reload is not too bad. And there we go. Unfortunately, he survived barely. We didn't get him. That's really unfortunate right now.
Das gegnerische Team hat die Führung übernommen.
We're gonna shoot one HE salvo for him, and now we're gonna switch to AP. Trying to get into cover, since the NC is pushing up as well. And we don't want to get shot by him. As you can see, we only have half of our health left. Oh, Holland just... okay. Well, I would say that was a mistake, buddy, but okay. Ah, fuck, too much late. Looked way faster than he was. But as you can see, we only have half of our HP left, and it's 24k. It's basically 2 citadels and we are gone. And there's the NC. Can we get into cover here? Our Buffalo is very useful in that position. Not really. I would appreciate some help, buddy. In the meantime, our team on the other side unfortunately died away. Damn, it's still a bit sad that we didn't get the kill on the Holland. It was so low. After we got the cap, we're gonna try and deal with the Riga on the outside. This could have been way easier if our Buffalo played a bit more aggressive with us. I mean, he didn't have... I would love to put the webcam on for this and give myself a facepalm. But then again, these are random games, boys and girls, so we should never expect too much. This is definitely a loss. Ah, Talon is nose in, unfortunately. He's gonna turn broadside though. So that's pretty nice of him. I'm gonna drive away from them. We're not gonna push them. Some really questionable dispersion. But we might be able to finish them off with our secondaries. Come on, some shells go over here, right? Oh, only one, wow. Too bad. In the meantime, the Holland is back in decap. This is gonna be awful here. Yeah, I would love to push that Talon, but this is not gonna work out. And this is the biggest drawback. You don't have the HP pool to fight multiple targets. Yes, you do have the armor, but if people just spam HE at you, you will have a really bad day. Also, if one battleship catches your broadside at some point and gives you like 15 to 20k, you basically lost half of your health. They don't even need the citadel. secondaries, the firing angles are just too bad. I mean, for a meme-worthy build, you can of course use them, but otherwise, it's quite questionable. Yes, you do have the surprise with you, because you have a concealment of 12 kilometers. But on the other hand, once you get focused and you get fires on you and floodings and all that stuff, you will just melt. And you need to somehow compensate that a bit with a tank build rather. So secondaries can work, yes, but the firing angles of the secondary guns are really atrocious. And, well, if you get a CV in your game, your concealment is basically gone, and you can't use it to your advantage anymore that good. As you see, only 66 hits. I mean, sure, we fired mostly on the DD, but it's just a prime example that it can work, but is it recommended? No. Secondary builds in general are really questionable in the current meta. I mean, I do love them. I do run them on my GK as well, just for the memes. And I probably will run it on the Odin for the memes as well. But with all the HE spam, everything that just melts your HP once you get too close, it's definitely not recommended from my side. Sure, you do have some YOLO potential if somebody goes, so you have the torpedoes. Like, you have the torpedoes. You don't rely on the secondaries in that way. They help, of course, but I would rather try to buff the tankiness performance. And yeah, we're gonna go back to port, and I'll quickly switch the captain for a tank build, and then we see us in the next game. And prime example of a really bad random team, but hey, it happens. Let's see how it performs now. Captain-wise, we switched a bit. I would have loved to not skilled expert marksman, but I didn't have the elite commander XP to switch it now, so I would rather have gone for an even more tankier build and go for basics of survivability. But hey, this is still a decent captain. We got fire prevention, superintendent, concealment, so let's go. What I forgot to mention is that this ship actually has, besides the torpedoes and secondaries, also hydro. So you do have hydroacoustic surge and torpedoes at the same time. Welcome to the match with the tank build now. We are on Sleeping Giant, and we are again facing tier 9s. So we are mid-tier this time though. We do have a tier 7 as well in the game. 2 tier 7, no, actually 4 tier 7s. So we are mid-tier. Biggest drawback with this ship, which I knew before I played it now, but it just shown you in the game before, is the health pool. It's definitely the health pool. The ship itself can tank quite well, yes, as long as it's AP and they're not just farming straight up your superstructure. But the biggest drawback is the health pool. Now, if this thing is top tier and you're fighting tier 6s, it's perfectly fine. It's gonna be a really good ship. But where this thing will struggle definitely is once you have a tier 10 or tier 9 match. It will be really hard to use the HP effectively, because you are not allowed to take too many hits. And especially in a tier 10 ship, just imagine you have a Smolensk on you or a Conqueror, you will get farmed quite easily. And this is where the health pool problem comes. If this ship would not face tier 10, it would be perfectly fine. But we're facing tier 10 and tier 9 and all these super strong ships, it's gonna be a really rough time. If you're able to position yourself smart, use your HP wisely, it's a decent ship. It's not a bad ship. It's definitely not a bad ship. But just imagining what you can face, like just for example a bow in, let's just say we have for example a bow in Des Moines. You can't overmatch him. You have a tiny caliber. You could switch to HE, but he could just farm you day and night until you reach him. Basically 50 or more % of your HP is easily gone. And this is the biggest drawback. It is the health pool. In my opinion, the ship should get his old health pool back. We'll see. Maybe it will get buffed. Who knows? was a really good hit on the Akizuki. Time to dodge his torpedoes. Yeah, we should easily fit through this gap, so that's good. And we got the Aki, nice. Well done, team. Let's switch back to AP. Minsk is pushing our Yugamo. I'm quite confident that the Yugamo can win though. At this point with the Japanese Alpha it shouldn't be a big problem. And he has a really big health pool advantage.
That's how it's done.
Good, he's using his guns. We're gonna help him as good as we can. Hydro is still active for 30 more seconds. We're not gonna push around the corner, there are just way too many enemies for now. Get him, Yugamo. And Leon is pushing around the corner. Hello, how are you doing? He did get a good salvo. He's turning away. And he's shooting HE. Nice dispersion. German accuracy in a nutshell. Wow, that was really questionable. Maybe we can catch the Donskoy over here. He is slowing down. Ah, he's speeding up again. And we get a ricochet, nice. Nose in Iowa. We're gonna switch to HE for him. Make sure to give him some HE love. We do have our team moving up over here, and we do have the scanner behind us. Fire on the Iowa is ticking. Would have been lovely to have AP now for the Leon. We're gonna shoot one more HE salvo, then we're gonna switch and see what we can do about this Surrey. We do have a Buffalo with radar activated near B. Unfortunately, he's way out of range of the scanner. There we go. Let's see what we can do about the Surrey. Activate Hydro just in case he launched preemptively torpedoes here. Nah, and he's undetected. Too bad. Oh, and catch him off guard. Nice. He survived, unfortunately.
Das gegnerische Team hat die Führung übernommen.
We do want to switch on the DD.
Feueralarm!
Luckily, you have really good turret traverse, so this shouldn't be a big deal. Hydro is selective. And let's finish him off.
Wir haben einen gegnerischen Zerstörer versenkt.
See? This HE damage on me is just so brutal, and we are down to basically half health. This is the biggest problem with Odin. You cannot be focused.
Torpedos achte aus.
Good sub on the Bismarck though. Donskoy is pushing around the corner soon. Ah, he's reversing. See if we get a few overpens on his nose to help our team. Not even one, damn it. Dansko is dead. We do have EDD somewhere here. There he is. We're gonna go undetected. That's good.
Das gegnerische Team hat die Führung übernommen.
Gonna cap B. Not gonna open up fire for now. Using a heal. And switching HE for the BB. DD. The Östergötland. Hydro is ready. Perfectly when we need it. And there is a rune suddenly coming around the corner. Well, that's a bit bad. Would have loved to shot the DD first. We do get the cap though.
Torpedos direkt voraus.
There he is.
Feuer auf gegnerisches Kriegsschiff konzentrieren. Feueralarm.
This is a really awkward position for us now. The spotter plane is spotting us. And now Iowa is pushing broadside on out of this position. I estimate he's... No, he's not turning in, okay. Interesting choice.
Feueralarm.
Do switch on the Bismarck, which is parking broadside there for whatever reason. Wait, where did he do that? Oh, he's shooting our mayhem.
Aufklärungsflug.
Gegnerisches Schlachtschiff gesichtet.
Okay, Iowa is... Oh my god, Iowa, what are you doing? What is this Iowa doing? He's showing me perfect broadside now. And we can't punish it. Nice meme. Come on, Odin. Oh my god, now the shells fell short. And I did... Oh, there we go. I had a massive lag spike over here. Nice.
Problem gelöst.
And... What is going on with the servers? Holy shit. Well, this was awkward. Wow, this was just really unfortunate right now. We had some weird delay on the server for a second. Are we gonna die here? Nice salvo though, and it's over. Wow, that is really unfortunate. We couldn't punish the Iowa for whatever reason. We did have one citadel, but of course, in the perfect moment where we could shine, the servers were like, ah. 117k. Unfortunately, as you said it, as you saw it on the video, we couldn't punish that Iowa. We had that weird delay. We got one citadel, but somehow this was extremely weird. Moving on to team score. Same result as basically the same result XP wise, or nearly the same as the last battle. But yeah, you saw once I got focused by all the people, the Odin just melts away. So we're back in port and let's come to the conclusion. We're gonna go through the pro and cons of the ship real quickly, and I'm gonna explain why do I have this opinion that it is. Is it a good ship? No and yes. Coming back to the conclusion of the Odin. Is Odin a particularly bad ship? I wouldn't say so. It's not a bad ship. Not totally bad at least. It depends on the situation. Can it work? Yes, Odin can work. Is it a particularly great ship? I wouldn't say that as well. No, it will definitely not power creep other battleships, that's for sure. Odin has really good armor. It has secondaries, which are very situational, but you have them. And they can pen 32mm. You do have torpedoes and hydro at the same time, which is really nice. The guns have improved in dispersion, and you can feel it. I'm definitely with it that it's more accurate than the standard German BB, but with 305mm, you just lack the pen in most situations. You don't have the overmatch capabilities against a lot of cruisers, so they can just sit nose in and you can't do anything besides aiming for the superstructure or switch to HE. Reload wise, I think they should reload a bit faster. But now to the main problem, and you've heard it from a lot of people already, but it is definitely the health pool. If you're top tier and you're fighting tier 6, you can work with your health pool of 32k. You can work with it. But for a tier 8 battleship itself, the amount is just way too low. Once you fight tier 8s, 9 or even 10s, you just melt away. You need to be super careful with this ship. You need to... You can't go for too aggressive plays unless there's like 1 or maximum 2 enemies. But even then, once somebody has in focus, you just get melted away by HE, by slaps from the side. You're not allowed to take any broadside hits if possible, and also torpedoes. Now imagine Ishima, if he hits correctly, he only needs 3 torpedoes to kill you. Ishima just needs 3 torpedoes to kill you. So if you eat 1 torpedo already, basically a third of your HP is gone. Otherwise, it is a decent ship. It's not that bad. I really do like it. It's maneuverable. The concealment is nice, although you have the drawback again. Once you have a carrier in game, can't work around the concealment too good anymore because, yep, carrier spotting, concealment is not that great anymore. On the other hand, if you don't have a carrier, you can use this, sneak up in the nice positions, catch some broadsides off guard, annihilate cruisers, definitely. Even punish some battleships. But yeah, the biggest drawback is the HP. If I could change anything, I would at least give it 60k. For a new player, or a player with not a lot of experience, will this ship work? I don't see it really noob friendly, in all honesty. For more experienced players, which know a lot about AP, HE calculations, can he pen me there, knowing roughly where torpedoes are expected whatsoever, it can definitely work. Yes. And if you know how to trade your HP effectively, it can definitely work. But this is not a really new beginner-friendly ship, so it definitely has something for it. But the HP pool is such a big disadvantage that you will probably be better off with a Tirpitz or Bismarck, despite having better accuracy. Yeah, what should I say? It's okay. It definitely looks great, and in certain situations you have a lot of fun, but once you have a tier 10 match, it can be mostly frustrating, in my opinion. Anyway, I hope you liked this review, and more to come soon. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Comment below what you think about the Odin. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Have a good one, you're Trenlass, and see you later on stream. Goodbye, people.